Hello there, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by for your weekly tarot video forecast. This is for the week of September the 2nd through the 8th. We will be looking at Monday through Sunday for this particular video forecast. So, let's get some cards down here for you. All right, Taurus. Let me get a drink of water, wet my whistle, excuse me. Okay, honey bunnies. What you have coming up on Monday is my card that talks about frustration. So this just tells me that there is something going on, or some person on Monday. I'm really feeling like Taurus. There's a person that you find yourself feeling really frustrated with on Monday. And you're not quite sure how you should handle this situation for the best results. How can you handle this situation without making things worse? So I think that the way this is coming across to me, I think you're going to recognize this frustration. I think you're also going to recognize that whatever's going on needs to be handled in a particular way. And you are going to take time to think over what's the best way to handle that situation. Now, Tuesday, what we're showing is the card of endurance. And whenever we have the endurance card coming up, what this is talking about is hanging in there, holding on, waiting for something good to happen, knowing that you're not in the best situation or the ideal situation or the situation that you even want to be in right now, but that there is hope that if you hang out in this situation long enough, something's going to happen, or a certain amount of time is going to pass, and the situation is going to be something that you actually want it to be. So hanging in there, enduring for with the idea that something is going to get better on Tuesday is what I have coming up for you, Tauruses. A lot of times this comes up whenever people are apart in a relationship and they're just waiting until they can be back together again. But this can also have to do with business ideas and hobbies, other things going on in our lives as well. Now, let's look at Wednesday. Wednesday, Taurus, you do have the Four of Stones showing up, and the Four of Stones just tells me that you are in some kind of sheltered position on Wednesday. You're being watched over, you're being taken care of, you're being looked out for, where perhaps you might normally, or somebody else in a normal situation would feel vulnerable. I think you are feeling like, you're being taken care of. All right, so that is Wednesday. Thursday, Taurus, what we have showing up here is the Tower card. Now, the Tower card does tell me that there's some kind of situation in your life where everything feels safe and secure and like it's going to last indefinitely. With this card, and actually in this deck it's not called the Tower, it's called the Blasted Oak, but that's equivalent of the Tower. In this deck, whenever this card shows up, it does talk about that thing that was making you feel secure being suddenly and unexpectedly yanked out of your life or out of your experience. And so this can be a little breathtaking whenever it happens. However, it's really just the story, because what's going on is there was something that felt secure that was not on a secure foundation. And so because of that, it's coming apart. And what happens is, as you repair this, or as you replace this, whichever is more appropriate in your situation, you get that foundation set in a better way, so that when you move forward, things are more solid. So this is a card that starts the beginning of that repair process, and the first part of the repair is tear down what's not working, what's not really solid, to rebuild it better, or to bring in something that is going to be better. So on Thursday, this may be a little bit breathtaking, but just know that this is the beginning of a process that's going to put you in a better situation than what you were before. Okay? That's Thursday. Friday, you know what? I have to give an example. Spirit's nudging me to give an example. So say that you have a vehicle that is breaking down, and so it breaks down on Thursday. That definitely impacts your sense of security in the world if you need a vehicle to get around. Well, so then what happens when our vehicles break down? We get them repaired because that's what we have to do. And so what happens is, there was something that was not solid and something that was not secure or stable about that vehicle. Now it is being repaired. So as we move forward, it is more secure, it is more stable than what it has been. Or if we get it replaced, hopefully the replacement is more secure and more stable. All right. Now, that's just an example. This does not have to be about vehicles. It can be about any number of things. Okay. Now let's look at Friday, Taurus. Okay, so here what you have showing up for Friday is the hawk. This just tells me that you are making some kind of decision on Friday and you are doing your best to leave logic out of this decision. You're doing your best just to look at the bottom line here. Saturday, you have the Knight of Vessels showing up in reverse. This is just telling me that there's some kind of situation or some kind of problem that you're having a hard time finding an answer to. When this card comes up right side up, this is telling me that you're kind of looking outside the box for those answers. You're looking outside the box for solutions. Maybe you would accept a solution that not a lot of other people would accept because it does happen to work for you. This card this way is telling me that you're being very restrictive in what kind of solutions you're looking for whatever this problem is that you're dealing with on Saturday. You are only accepting solutions that are tried and true. You're not accepting anything that might be innovative. And since you're ruling out some things that might be innovative solutions, you may be ruling out your solution. Okay? The beautiful thing about having these readings ahead of time is that if you notice this energy coming in and it's not something that you're happy with, you do have the opportunity to go ahead and change that should you want to. All right, free will changes everything. Looking at Sunday, what you have here is the Great Bear showing up in reverse. This is kind of one of my favorite cards in reverse. It has a little bit of a surprise element to it. It also has a little bit of a sacrificial element to it too, though. When we've got the Great Bear in reverse, what's going on is somebody has done something to us that could easily offend or insult us. Okay, but we are not allowing ourselves to be offended or insulted by this thing. Okay, what we are doing is we're overlooking whatever this is. So, we're not throwing anybody down on the sidewalk for saying or doing whatever they did. We're not smacking them across the face. We're just giving them grace. We might raise an eyebrow and look down our nose at them and not say anything. But that's about the most reaction that we're going to give them. We're really letting this roll off of us like water rolls off a duck's back. All right. Now, the reason I like this card so much is because whenever it shows up and we've given somebody grace, this card tells me that later on in the day or maybe a couple days later, but usually within the same day, we find out something that was going on in this person's life at the time that whatever this is that could have insulted or offended us happened. And as we find that out, we start to really feel like, you know what? I'm kind of glad I didn't jump on that person for that. I'm really glad I didn't let them know that they insulted me or hurt me. It's not that what they did is okay because of the situation around them, but it does help us sort of understand that maybe they weren't in the best headspace, and it allows us to be able to give them grace more easily and to accept the idea that, you know what, they're human. Everybody's human. Okay? So that's what we have coming up for your week, Taurus. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out. Those of you who, if this is your first time seeing me and you'd like to see me again, please hit the subscribe button. I do offer private readings either via phone or via Skype. If you're in the United States, the best way to contact me is by my cell phone number. Either call me or text me. If you're outside the United States, you can reach me by Skype. Once again, call me or text me. All my contact information is on my website listed below. And so I'm looking forward to seeing some of you for readings here this week. And the rest of you, I'll see on the next video. Peace out.